So today we're on the lookout for Birchinlee, and that is the site of Tin Town, and it was a village built by the Derwent Valley Water Board for the workers and the families, of course, in some cases, and constructed the Derwent and Howden Dams between 1902 and 1916. And if we jump onto rail maps online, you can see this is the area we're looking at. We've got Howden Dam up here, and we've got Derwent Dam right at the bottom of here. The pink line going from top to bottom is the Bamford and Howden Railway, and we'll be finding some relics of this railway still around today. So removing the railway line and zooming in just a touch, Derwent Dam again is down at the bottom and Howden Dam is up here, and Birchinlee or Tin Town was located on the left hand side as you look at the map. And there should be some really brilliant remains of this once bustling community. Let's head back down and begin our journey today. So beginning today, the west tower of Derwent Dam. There's the east over there in the distance. You can see the water level is probably about half a metre down before it would be going over. Now down there used to be the Bamford and Howden Railway, built between 1903 and 1906 to help construct these dams and reservoirs. And straight over there, there are some remains of where the track bed used to be carried over on those concrete pillars. You've got this flow of water down here. Now we've seen that before, and the concrete shoots all the way down there before depositing when it's low water. And this is the water transfer of the River Ashop, which is another route I want to follow, because I've done some of the other ones, like the one to Never Booth, and also the one to Rivlin Reservoirs recently. So that's another one that would be interesting to follow the course of. So we're gonna follow this track bed up further. There's a noisy lorry just going past. Looks like it's for trees. We're gonna follow the former track bed of the Bamford and Howden Railway and see if we get to the location of the former Birchinlee Tin Town. This is really nice, isn't it? Nice sculpture. We came screaming down at the right airspeed. That's a lovely memorial for the sheepdog known as Tip, who stayed by the body of her dead master, Mr. Joseph Tack, at the Howden Moors for 15 weeks. So the discharging water of the Ashop transfer just there, and straight here we've got those pillars, look, from the railway. It doesn't look wide enough to carry a railway, does it? But indeed that's what this was for, as the track bed came across and over in that direction. We're about to get on that in a little while, and came from over there. Marvellous, isn't it? Now this here has been closed for many months, and it's only just reopened a few weeks ago, and I've been waiting to come over the cattle grid. Not waiting to come over the cattle grid, of course, I'm not that and get up here, because there is stuff up here historical to do with the dams and the reservoirs. I'll have to come back in the summer when the water drops to have a look for another form of viaduct, the pillars and the location of the former railway, but it's going to be submerged right now, so we won't be seeing that today. You've got a viaduct in the bottom right hand corner of the Bamford and Howden Railway, and you can see the alignments of the tin houses on the left hand side which built our community, and in the distance the constructed Howden Dam, which was home to the reservoir just beyond it. So our track bed came around just there and swooped across just there. Our viaduct was just around about there. I've got one or two old pictures I'll show you of this. And our tin town, or Birchinlee, was just over there. In the far distance I can just see both towers of Howden Dam and the reservoir. Still some tree felling going off up there, and this incidentally is the first time I've ever been beyond Derwent Dam, so it's quite exciting for me as well. So still evidence of logs, but at least they're letting us down now. I can hear flowing water down to my right. Let's go and see what that's all about. So it's a nice little stream flowing down there into a short culvert under the road, and it'll make an appearance just down there and into the reservoir. And here we are on the opposite side of where the viaduct began, so that came swooping around. You might just make out some pins of wood sticking up just there. That's pretty much where it was, and it came curving around across there and onto the former track bed over there, which we'll be on very, very soon. Going around this bend, and we'll see if we can find any evidence of anything historical at all. So the viaduct came across there, very windy at this point, so I do apologise in advance. And our track bed shot all the way over here. Now we're in a small mineral train right now, and I'm taking you along the course of the track bed to find a little bit more for you. Because if I carefully get myself over here, look what we've got. Some more stone pillars for the former Bamford and Howden Railway, where the track bed would have come across. And here it is on the other side, look. So that's where I've just stood up there, and there's a central pillar, and the track bed shot across there. So another quick look at that photograph I showed you not long ago, and I am stood right about here. Again, you've got the tin town, roads and houses behind us. We are around about here, just there look. So there would have been properties over there and properties all about just there. And this first area, it would have been family huts just there, and school and shops was central to this, and there were single men workforces huts just down here. And there was a hospital right at the end just there, with outside toilets, recreation hall, and even a canteen somewhere around there, which may have been this lonely building just there. That's brilliant, isn't it? So where we are just now, it's split just there, look. And that has got to be pretty much what these two paths do just here, look. So if I get on here, and the main course of the road follows us down to the right, but also that footpath is unfortunately closed, it's being refurbished. But that is the other road on that map. I've managed to get hold of this map, and it's a drawing for the Derwent Valley Water Board, Birchinlee Village, and it looks like a really detailed plan or map of the area. Would have had some spectacular views to wake up to every morning though, wouldn't it? Although you've got to remember, a lot of this would not have been filled with water. It would have just been landscaped farmland. Here's some external remains, look. Got some stone wall in there, and then more slate kind of stone just there, like an external wall. And that goes along here, look. Got something potentially sewage related there, look, as we get to the very edge of this wall. I'll make my way up here, and that is where the other path is that they're working on right now. So I'm not gonna go up there, but this would have been the area where the families lived, the houses for all the families that was basically, they were living here to help build this dam and reservoir. And there's part of the former track bed down there. Look, you can just see that water next to it. Derwent's to the right and Howden Dams to the left. And just like what we've just seen, there's another wall just there, the same shape, like three-sided, like half of a 50p piece up there, exactly the same. So another foundation, isn't it? And it looks like we've got something just over here as well. Now this was the Tin Town canteen, or pub as we might call it today, and it was the one place that you could drink and be permitted to have alcohol in the entire village. And this is the cellar, and this was indeed connected to the railway platform. I expect a lot of deliveries for this came by rail along the Bamford and Howden line and was dropped off and stored here, and then you could just enjoy a beverage or two with your work colleagues or family. It's amazing to think of the value and amount of products that were stored down here, ready for sale to the workforce that probably spends a lot of their hard-earned income on this. Now walking through here, it is quite eerie knowing what was all around me, but it isn't quite as emotional as it is to say Ashupton and Derwent Village that we've visited a few times, because the village was never actually there in the first place to be flooded. It was built primarily for the construction of the dams and reservoirs, so it was basically just a temporary community to house that workforce, unlike down at Derwent and Ashupton, which was lost forever. So now over at the point where the single men occupied the part of Birchinlee. It's going to be the more rowdy, noisier end of the village, isn't it, with all the families down that end. Now significantly behind us, we've picked up the track bed again, look, and look at that beauty down there. A former railway bridge which took the route of the railway over towards the reservoir. Isn't that a little find? And it's really well intact. I'm going to carefully get myself over to actually stand on the track bed. There we go. And we can see it from this angle, look. So there's the route, and it curved around just like that. And that is the direction back towards where the viaduct was at Birchinlee, and also Derwent Dam over there. What a fine example and remnant of this railway and village. I've got myself down beside it now, look, so you can see there's a little stream trickling down, and it probably gets a bit rougher after there's been heavy rains. Let's go through and have a look at the other side, and you can see the retaining walls are both present with the abutments too. That's a stand, isn't it? Look at the wall going around there as well. Continues on. The views along here must have been magnificent, but bear in mind again, that would have been a valley down there rather than full of water. And this is our view, look, from the other side. I can get myself up on top of the track bed, oh, without falling over. So that curves around there, and that is the direction of Derwent. So there's an old, what looks like a drain or manhole just there for the village. Now, I'm not really sure what this is, whether it's to do with the baths. The bathhouse could have been here. It's no information either. But it is a peculiar stone structure. Looks like it had some information on it, but it has in fact gone. So I believe all this area around here was in fact the medical buildings, and this here was a furnace for those buildings. And look at the state of it. Look at those bricks hanging down like a bad set of teeth. Absolutely unbelievable. You see it all shoots down, and you just briefly saw the archway from the road before we came to the top. And there it is again, looking down and onto the road below. What a timely reminder of what was once here and how this has still survived intact. There's the other side of that initial archway, look. Brilliant, isn't it? And back down at the base of the furnace, look, you can see we were just stood up there. There's some metal bars coming out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. There was probably 6 and one's just gone because they seem to be evenly spaced out. Yeah, so that is a nice eerie little piece of history, isn't it? So we bid farewell to Tin Town and we head up further closer to Howden Dam. Never been here before in my life. It looks very similar from a distance to Derwent Dam, where we've been a few times already. I'm looking forward to seeing this in all its glory. It's such a beautiful day. And here she is, Howden Dam, absolutely beautiful. Sister of the Derwent Dam, further down the valley. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, the railway only came this far, the Bamford and Howden Railway, because this was the last point of construction to bring all the equipment, materials and everything towards this site to build the dam. So that is brilliant, isn't it? I'm going to go over the other side another time and walk up the other side because there's still more stuff to see. It's a shame you can't actually just cross over here. It'd be absolutely brilliant. And it's a very, very long walk around this reservoir to get to the other side. So thank you very much for watching. If you've not seen any of my ladybower videos, I'll put a couple of links at the end for you to do so. Please like and subscribe. More stuff to come in this area. Thank you. Bye bye.